Welcome back to the KEMPIRE Daily YouTube channel where we talk about hot topics, music, entertainment, and more. In today's video, I want to do a quick recap of last night's Real Housewives of Atlanta, which we watched live on my TikTok. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out when we go live or when we upload. I've heard everyone's commentary in regards to the Real Housewives of Atlanta this new season, and everyone's saying that it's dry, that they don't have anything. And I agree with you for the most part. After watching LaToya's video from 7 years ago in regards to a woman that she was talking about and describing her Black features and making fun of it, it's hard for me now to watch her on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'll be honest with you. She didn't really add much in this latest episode, so we'll move on. If you want to see more on that video, I did a video. You can just check out the link in my bio. One of the most touching parts of this latest episode, and one of the most touching parts of what they've been doing this season, is really addressing and showing the work that Porsha has been doing in regards to Black Lives Matter, and specifically about Breonna Taylor. That part in the episode really made me tear up, and seeing these Black women watch this unjust system at work in regards to the Breonna Taylor situation. And I can only imagine what Porsha must feel like in regards to what happened there and all of her hard work. But other than that, this episode was really about Kenya. And I'm one of the rare people that actually likes Kenya on the show. I'm not loving Kenya this season. However, Kenya does have a lot going on. I don't think she's showing us everything that's going on. One thing we've already been able to decipher, Marc is using Brooklyn to get to Kenya. I think that is true. That was one of the things that Kenya said to Kandi after she decided not to come down that night to join the ladies in games and whatever it may be, because Brooklyn was with her and she didn't have a babysitter for Brooklyn. That's what she said. I think Marc is part of the reason why we don't see Brooklyn on the show anymore. Anytime they do show her, she's blurred out, which I think they honestly should be doing. They should have been doing anyway. You know, I'm really, especially at that young of age, it's up to the parent, but I think it's good that they're not now. But I think it also is partly the tension and the back and forth that's going on between Kenya and Marc. Kenya, though, despite all of the things that might be going on in her personal life, I feel like she's utilizing that and expecting all of these women to be her village. Those were her words. She's like, be my village. However, Kenya, a village is created by connection and friendship. You don't have that with any of these ladies. You had that with Kandi. And when Kandi came to your door to figure out what's going on with you, your response was so negative and so passive aggressive. Instead of saying, I don't have anyone for Brooklyn, I'm really sorry, blah, 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 blah. Her response was just so combative to Kandi, who defended her in the Sprinter on the way up to South Carolina, saying that she doesn't have a village, she doesn't have the support that we all have. She defended you. So I understand why Kandi was so pissed off. And we're going to talk a little bit about Kandi and her addressing the T.I. and Tiny situation on Watch What Happens Live. We'll talk about that in just a second. One of the things I have to say, I was on the fence if I needed Kandi to come back for another season. But 2 weeks ago, that episode, Kandi provided so much funny commentary. I was like, okay, this is why we love Kandi. And this is why we need Kandi on the show. And then I realized Kandi's the one who brought Bolo, the stripper, that's a part of Strippergate, the biggest part of their season, to South Carolina. So Kandi is bringing the content too. So we need Kandi. But of course, we need Porsha as well, because we needed Porsha to allegedly have fun with Bolo and Tanya as well. Allegedly, reportedly. She denies it though. Okay. There's also rumors that Kenya and LaToya hooked up during this girls' getaway. Honestly, I'm not interested in any of those storylines. Strippergate, like the whole lead up to it, I thought this week would be the week that we would get into it, but apparently next week might be the week that we get into it. I don't know. Honestly, I don't care. This week's episode, first of all, they've been hungry this entire trip. They've been hungry. They went to this restaurant to I guess to have appetizers and then left. But they also used that opportunity to confront Kenya and her just not being a great host. She's not a great host. Why host something if you're not really going to invest the time and the energy to being a great host? Not everyone's good at hosting. I get that, but it feels like as if Kenya's not even trying. Look, we get it. You have your child with you, but you have to be able to figure out some sort of balance, at least be open and vulnerable with these people that you want to be your village, but they're not your friends. So of course you're not going to be open and vulnerable. And Kandi, the one friend that you do have, you were combative with her. And that's why Kandi was so pissed off. I get it. I get it completely why Kandi was annoyed. And Kandi was like, I love my child who's really, really connected with me. I was worried that, Blaze wasn't going to be connected with me because I didn't give physical birth to her. But she is really super connected to me. And the fact that I've left, she really is feeling that. So I get it. Everyone was making sacrifices, and Kenya just didn't own anything. She didn't own what she's done. She didn't own that she's been a bad host. All she wants us to do is feel sorry for her. Yet we don't know what's really going on with your marriage. Yet we don't know what's really going on with your childcare situation. You can't expect people to build your village if you're not cultivating those relationships. But speaking of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Kandi was on Watch What Happens Live last night, and she revealed after Andy asked her the question, what are you, people are asking the question about Kandi's relationship with Tiny. Tiny and Kandi were in the group Escape. They have been friends since they were like young ladies. And you may recall on the previous season when Phaedra was last on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, she accused Kandi and Todd of allegedly drugging girls and bringing them to their sex dungeon, to the point where Kandi created a whole dungeon tour and made money off of it. Now everyone's associating this whole T.I. and Tiny sex trafficking allegations to Kandi. And since Kandi's really good friends with Tiny and T.I., people are assuming, that's where Phaedra got the story from. They got it mixed up. It wasn't necessarily Kandi, it was T.I. and Tiny. Kandi addressed this on Watch What Happens Live. Let's take a look what she had to say.
A lot of questions wanting to know if you have any thoughts or comment about all the mess that's been going on with T.I. and Tiny.
I don't really want to speak on that situation. What I want to say is when people put out any rumor about somebody right now, it's like this society has become you're guilty until proven innocent instead of you're innocent until proven guilty. And I do not like that. Yeah. I will say, they're like family to me. Obviously, Tiny and I grew up together. Because of the things that were even said on our show before, people always try to wrap me up into any rumor that happens right now. I want to say I don't like that. I don't like when people start rumors on folks. And I would like for society to stop be so quick to try to make somebody guilty without really taking the time to really get real evidence or anything. Yes. So I don't like what's happening right now, and I'll just leave it at that. What I will say is Tiny is my sister, and I've never personally seen her do any of that.
And this is why I really do like Kandi. I like the fact that she is direct. I like the fact that she is like, I've never witnessed any of those things. And I agree with her. A lot of the times we are, I'm part of that too, where we have said that someone pretty much is guilty until proven innocent. It really shouldn't be that way. Unfortunately, do I believe the stories that we're hearing about T.I. and Tiny? But I'm going to wait. And as I said to you before, I always bring everything that I'm hearing. I'm still following this T.I. and Tiny story, as I said to you before in previous videos, and there'll be links in the description. Lisa Bloom is representing one of the women. There are more stories still coming out. MTV, VH1, Viacom have stopped production on the T.I. and Tiny reality show for now, while everyone is investigating this situation. Hopefully, at the end of everyone's investigation, there isn't anything against T.I. and Tiny. Nobody wants to see anybody go to jail. Or we also don't want to see women being abused again. Just saying. As always, let's continue the conversation in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts on the latest episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, and also what Kandi had to say in regards to her friendship with T.I. and Tiny, and if there's any smoke or fire. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out when we go live or when we upload.